ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਦੀ ਪੁਸ਼ਟੀ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਵੱਡੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਡਿਪਲੋਮੈਟਸ ਨੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਕ ਖਾਸ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ, ਜਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਅਤੇ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸੰਬੋਧਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ, ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ 41 ਡਿਪਲੋਮੈਟਸ ਭਾਰਤ ਛੱਡ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ। ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਤੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਕਾਰ ਇਸ ਮਾਮਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਕਈ ਦਿਨ ਤੱਕ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਰਹੀ, ਪਰ ਇਹ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਿਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੜੀ, ਜਿਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਤੇ 41 ਡਿਪਲੋਮੈਟਸ ਨੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਅਸਰ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਸਾਫ਼ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਕੰਮਕਾਜ ਤੇ ਅਸਰ ਪਵੇਗਾ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ, ਬੰਗਲੌਰ ਅਤੇ ਮੁੰਬਈ ਦੇ ਸਫਾਰਤਖਾਨਿਆਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ, ਜਦਕਿ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਵੀਜ਼ਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਕਿਰਿਆ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਅਸਰ ਪੈਣ ਦੀ ਸੰਭਾਵਨਾ ਘੱਟ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਅਸਰ ਸਾਫ਼ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕੇਗਾ। ਇਸ ਮੌਕੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੀ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਨੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਨੂੰ ਨਸੀਹਤ ਦਿੰਦਿਆਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਭਾਰਤ ਨੂੰ ਅੰਤਰਰਾਸ਼ਟਰੀ ਕਾਨੂੰਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ।
As of now, I can confirm that India has formally conveyed its plan to unilaterally remove diplomatic immunities for all but 21 Canadian diplomats and dependents in Delhi by tomorrow, October 20th. This means 41 Canadian diplomats and their 42 dependents were in danger of having immunity stripped on an arbitrary date, and this would put their personal safety at risk. The safety of Canadians and of our diplomats is always my top concern. Given the implications of India's actions on the safety of our diplomats, we have facilitated their safe departure from India. This means that our diplomats and their families have now left. Diplomatic immunities keep diplomats safe, no matter where they're from and where they're sent to. Immunities allow diplomats to do their work without fear of reprisal or arrest from the country they're in. They are a fundamental principle of diplomacy, and this is a two-way street. They only work if every country abides by the rules. A unilateral revocation of diplomatic privilege and immunities is contrary to international law. It is a clear violation of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. And threatening to do so is unreasonable and escalatory. If we allow the norm of diplomatic immunity to be broken, no diplomats anywhere on the planet would be safe. So for this reason, we will not reciprocate. Canadians watching may be wondering what this means for our operations in India. There's no question that India's decision will impact levels of services to citizens in both countries. Unfortunately, we have to put a pause on all in-person services in our consulates in Chandigarh, in Mumbai, and in Bangalore. And I will let my colleagues speak for what that means for immigration services, but also for consular services. Canadians who need consular assistance can still visit our High Commission in Delhi, and you can still also do that in person, reach by phone and by email. Let me be clear. Canada will continue to defend international law, which applies to all nations, and will continue to engage with India. Now more than ever, we need diplomats on the ground, and we need to talk to one another.
Canada and India have strong and long-standing people-to-people ties. In 2022, for example, India was the top country for permanent residents, temporary foreign workers, and international students in Canada. It goes without saying that we value the contributions of the Indian community in Canada and recognize the importance of Canada-Indian relations on families, business, and pure people-to-people ties. Following India's intent to unilaterally remove immunities for all but 21 Canadian diplomats and dependents in Delhi by October 20th, 2023, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada will be significantly reducing the number of Canadian employees in India. I want to reassure our clients in India and Canadians who have family and friends in India that Canada will continue to accept and process all temporary and permanent resident applications from India. Remaining staff will continue to focus on the work that can't be moved out of the country, such as urgent cases, visa printing, and working with visa application centers and the panel physicians who conduct the important immigration medical exams for applicants. Our visa application centers are operated by third-party contractors, so they won't be impacted and will continue to function as normal. Applicants will still be able to receive administrative support, transmit passports, and submit their biometrics at one of our 10 centers in India. India isn't only the top country for permanent and temporary residents, but their citizens have made great contributions to Canada, and that can't be understated. Newcomers from India have played a vital role, and we will continue to welcome them. We're grateful for the dedication of our staff who have been heavily impacted by this around the world and their tireless efforts to minimize the impact of the situation. Finally, just let me say that as ministers of the government, our primary role is to keep Canadians abroad safe and folks living in Canada safe, no matter what their race, color, creed, and we'll continue to do that.
Are you encouraging India to lift the Canadian visa suspension, and if so, how?
Want to take this one? So first and foremost, the only thing we're encouraging India to do is to respect international law. So that is why today we have a principled approach, which is to make sure that we will not reciprocate to their action of getting rid of diplomatic immunities to 41 of our diplomats, which is clearly contrary to international law.
So can you clarify, have you shown them the evidence you're basing your claim on, and have you walked them through that case and shown them how Canada has reached this conclusion?
We've had numerous conversations with India before the Prime Minister went in front of the House and made his declaration. This was not a surprise to the government of India.
A surprise, but the evidence, did you show them the
And
evidence?
through these different conversations, the Indian officials were made aware of the credible allegations. And so based on that, India has decided to take their own decisions, which are precedent-setting, and revoking the diplomatic immunity of 41 diplomats is not only unprecedented, but also contrary to international law. And so in that sense, because this is so unprecedented and would put so many countries, different diplomats around the world in danger, we decide not to reciprocate.